Let you all open all your three eyes.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham.
Nithyananda, Jnana Paddhati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation, not just creation getting created, even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created and pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, Trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And Anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti has his 5 phase. Agora Murti has his 5 phase. Vamadeva Murti has his 5 face. Satyojata Murti has his 5 face. Ishana Murti has his 5 face. All these 5 Murtis, 5 faces put together is 25 faces of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas, are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada, the science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. When you choose your guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity which is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness Nithyananda Paramashivashila, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivashila, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state.
Now let's go to the powerful cognition on Bhagavad Gita Satsang.
You cannot convince that blind man, you can walk without stick, till he gets the eyes. Only after he gets the eyes, he will be able to understand he doesn't need stick to walk. Same way, only when you reach the being, you will understand you don't need worries to live. You don't need mind, you don't need worrying mood to live. Till you reach the being, you need to have Shraddha. Till you get your eyes, you need to have Shraddha and lie down in the operation table. You need to allow the doctor to work on you. That is the reason Krishna is asking, Shraddha vanto nasuyanto. Next word, beautiful word, anasuyanto, means without envy. This is an important thing. Whatever I said, every one of us are able to understand. It's really great, Swamiji. What you said is right. But suddenly the moment one thought comes, my brother has purchased 2 houses. My sister is getting new big car. How can I live just like this? The moment you get some thought, he is having that, he is having this, what happens? All your spirituality, all your purposelessness, all your spiritual philosophy, everything just disappears. You are again on the same rat race. He says, without envy. Envy is the thing which puts you again in that same rut. In the same rut. One great problem in the rat race is, even if you win, you are a rat. Even if you win, you are a rat. Nothing more than that. Please be very clear. The moment envy, jealous enters into your being, whole thing disappears. You start again running into the social conditioning. You start running behind the purposes. You start running behind the goals. Envy or jealousy is the thing which makes you run like a rat. Run like a rat. There is a beautiful, another one idea in Tantra, Maya Shakti. This Maya makes us all dance just with this one stick called jealousy. Have you seen the monkey charmers in India? The roadside, they will do a small show with monkeys. They will have a small stick. They will just rotate that stick and shout, Adraram, Adraram, Adraram. They will just say, give the instructions to that monkey. According to their instruction, that monkey will do everything. With this stick, they will make the monkey dance. With a small stick, they will make the monkey to dance and do whatever they want. Same way, the Maya Shakti is making you run as she wants, just with one stick called jealousy, envy, comparison. The moment you compare, you just again jump into the same path, same rut, same routine, which I call the purpose life. Then you became karmi, not karma yogi. Man who lives in the eternal consciousness, Nithyananda, and allows his body and mind to work according to its nature, is centered on eternal consciousness, is called karma yogi. But the man, out of jealousy, out of envy, out of comparison, who enters into the social conditioning, social rut, the same routine of rat race is called karmi.
Such a beautiful cognition that Bhagavan has given between karmi and karma yogi. Now let's go to the Shastra Pramana.
Is taken from the Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.19. Shakti Sandhane Sharirotpatihi. Shakti Sandhane Sharirotpatihi.
Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.19, Bhagavan Paramashivashila says, by aiming and fixing the self on Shakti, uniting in oneness with the supreme power, the embodiment of that which is cognized and willed, manifests at once in its length, breadth, depth, time, and space dimension. Beautifully, Bhagavan has given what is karmi, and one who's in jealousy, envy, and one who's in the karma yoga only when he is living in the higher consciousness that everything is a manifestation of Paramashiva and everything is auspicious, everything in Paramashanta Swarupa, completely in the oneness and the ultimate as their only strength as reality. The karmi, the envy and jealousy in a lady or a laziness in a man is the most destructive, Bhagavan always says. The most destructive space that the women go through and the most destructive space the men go through, the laziness and boredom, has to be broken to live the higher reality. Like any other effort in the outer world, if only the understanding of the greater truth will make the outer world let go of the outer world and live for the higher consciousness. Even though everything around us seems to be so real and the whole society is following, only the intelligence one starts living the higher reality as their purpose. The monkey on the road when they try to catch the monkey, they keep something very small hole and a nice fruit inside. The monkey puts his hand and tries to take out the fruit, but because the fruit is bigger than the hole, it does not come out. The monkey is stuck. The monkey does not decide, okay, I'm going to drop it and I'm going to come. It does not do that and gets stuck, and the person who kept it comes and takes the monkey. Like that, when we are stuck with our fears and greeds and laziness and envy and all jealousy, we are stuck with the fruit of all this. When we drop that and decide, hey, this is not going to touch me and this is not part of me, why am I celebrating these things? The only thing I need to celebrate is my space of Paramashiva. Other than that, there is nothing that exists in the reality. When I declare and decide and start living that higher as my reality, simply I become the karma yogi. Bhagavan powerfully says how the space of Paramashiva starts manifesting only if you break the basic boredom and tiredness. Again and again, Bhagavan reminds us and makes us awaken us by different things. Only when we are put into a trauma, then we wake up to the reality. But here he says, by you deciding to do a surgery on yourself, you can wake up yourself and start living that till you attain the moksha. Continue to hold that space. When Bhagavan comes in touch with you, simply that will become an initiation. It is we who raise ourselves, we who lower ourselves. When we raise ourselves and wait for the masters to happen, simply when the master happens, it becomes enlightened. It is the earning of the seeking and the earning of the disciple that the master comes, it just starts. Bhagavan always says, if it is camphor, it will simply burn off. If it is the wood, it will be slow. But if it is banana tree, it will never catch up. It is us to become the camphor and wait for the master's one presence, one word to be enlightened. That very word will initiate it and shift us. Always everybody asks how the one word changes, but one word, a snake, really puts us to fear, or a lust just puts us in lust. All the one word, which is more than enough to put us into the highest reality. Bhagavan beautifully says it's only a one cognitive shift. You become the ultimate. But to prepare ourselves, that we only have to do and raise ourselves to become the camphor for the Guru to initiate us continuously, rigorously, unbrokenly, ferociously. Start living the truth that Bhagavan is giving continuously, and simply the manifestation of higher reality that I am Paramashiva becomes the truth. With that, we'll go to the Apta Pramana of show the distance, direction to others in Paramashivashila. Krishna helps Pandavas. This is from Mahabharata, book 4. Pandava Parva, section 1, page 1 and 2. Krishna helps Pandava by showing them the direction, what they should be doing during the Agyatvas, the period of time they are supposed to live in cognition. He directs them to go to Virat Nagar and serve the king Virat. Under Krishna's guidance and direction, Yudhishthira becomes the courtier named Kanak. Bhim becomes the cook. Nakula and Sahadeva looks after the cattle and horses. Arjuna becomes the eunuch named Brihanala. And Draupadi becomes the Sairandiri and handmaid to the queen of Virat. Such a space of powerful cognition, they just follow Krishna and serve this king Virat. With the Apta Pramana, let's move to Atma Pramana.
When you enter into the second dimension, breath, many of your rigid ideas are questioned. Like suddenly you fall in love and you don't know why you behave like this. Even some of your own unknown territories, even you do not know you can be such good person. Actually, when you fall in love, that is why you feel so good about you. Many of your known logical conclusions are questioned. Usually you will be very selfish. If this is there, this is for me today and this is for me tomorrow. When you fall in love, many of those conclusions will be broken, which gives you a very deep feeling that good about you. The rhythmic flow of logic length is breath. All the actions and activities of heart and art. Heart and art goes into breath dimension, where there is a logic, but there is a flow, not rigid logic. Listen, all your patterns function from breath dimension, not from length dimension. Like if I sit in cold, tomorrow I'll get fever. Because my father had diabetes, I will also have diabetes. This kind of stupid cognitions. All these patterns, I don't know how many of you know, diabetes is not at all a disease. It's a business. No, it's a business. For my grandfather, 150 was high BP. For my father, 140 was high BP. Now for me, 130 is the high BP. For our next generation, 100 will be high BP. Who is deciding? BP medicine sellers, pharmaceutical companies. It's a business. Anyhow, listen, I'm only going to introduce today whatever is known part. Because Mahadeva gives instruction, without suffering I have to teach you. Now some of the Mahadeva's instructions, you see, he gives instruction what should be given free, what should be battered, means exchange, what should be businessed, what should be like high priced, what should not be given even if any money is given. He puts different things, education, food and medical care, 100% free. In these three you cannot do even exchange, means you can't even expect respect from the other person who receives it. If you see some of his ideas, amazing, life positive economist. See, economy need to be happening, but it's all about life positive. If medicine is given to the hands of the people who do business, who can be healthy then? It is completely life negative economy idea. Understand, all life negative things should be made difficult. All life positive things should be made free. He is a complete life positive economist. It's all for life. Maybe I'll write a book on Mahadeva, the great economist. Mahadeva's ideas about economy. He gives a lot of understanding about why something should be free, why some things should be high priced. How many of you are understanding what I'm saying? You know, in this situation, this is the way you have to behave. Because many times this is the way you have done. This way your father has done, your grandfather has done, your grandmother has done. Length repeated again and again, which became your muscle memory, is breath. Breath repeated again and again, which became your biomemory, is depth. Depth is your conclusions. Depth is the cognitions and conclusions you carry about you, life, God, people, everything.
So beautiful. Now, Shakshi Pramana. Shakshi Pramanas are the initiated disciple devotees around the world who are manifesting the powers and sharing the details, sharing their testimonials and demonstrations. Here we have the Gurukul Balasans with Nithyananda participants manifesting the power of showing the direction to the other person in Paramashivashila, and also in this paper they are showing all the details.
Interesting one is the one at the bottom, and that is the Eiffel Tower. One at the bottom, and that is the Eiffel Tower. And of course, she drew the Eiffel Tower, but she also drew the big pool of water with the fountain and the trees that are next to the Eiffel Tower. And she said, something's moving. And I said, what is that?
It was the river next behind the Eiffel Tower.
So it was the river Seine, which is behind the Eiffel Tower. She drew that and the walkway. And then tell them about the next part.
So actually in the picture it was like, it was a long thing. So I told that there's like the street lights like 5 to 6 feet away, and there's like one more street light around the whole Eiffel Tower. And Anne Marima asked me to track down her, how she goes to her house. So at the bottom, I actually drew the path in which she actually uses to go to her house. She told it takes 15 minutes. And actually she uses exactly this path for her to go, and there's like something here. That's why she moves away from that and goes and reaches to her house.
So she got that exactly right as well.
Prataksha Pramana. Scientific studies. What can be measured? Measuring the effects of being in enlightenment state. Vedic sciences have always maintained that consciousness is the very substance of space and time. His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Paramahamsa Nithyananda, has clearly defined the existence of 11 dimensions of consciousness. As per his elucidation, space can exist by itself. On the other hand, time can exist only in the presence of space, but can still exist without other dimensions, including the obvious ones, depth, length, and breadth. Source from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 2, Consciousness, page 83. In quantum terms, thought too is energy. Every cell of our body produces thoughts in the form of signals, which may be electrical, chemical, or otherwise. These can be measured in TPS, or thoughts per second. The normal TPS of the average human being can be hundreds of or thousands. Some thoughts are processed consciously, while others are processed unconsciously. A TPS of 0 is the state of Advaita, or enlightenment. Space is made up of strings of potential energy, which are in constant vibration, spanda, leading to the creation of virtual particles. This is a very basis of the Vedic truth of consciousness. In the Avatar Shastra, Swamiji mentions quantum physicist Amit Goswami's article about entanglement between two people. Quantum physicist of Indian origin, Amit Goswami, made two people meditate together. They were separated in two chambers, one person in each. When one person had a light stroked at his eye, it caused the firing of certain frequency in the brain. Remarkably, at the same moment, the other person's brain also fired, even though he never saw the light. This proves that the energies of people intuitively affect each other.
There are two kinds of movement in the world. One kind of movement is maximum speed limit with the speed of light. That's the kind of movement that is allowed in the domain that we call space and time. That's where matter moves, that's where things look diverse. But the other kind of domain is where the speed of communication is infinite. We call it non-local. That's the domain of potentiality. And if there is instant connection in that domain, then do you see it got to be one? If things are instantly interconnected, that interconnectedness is a oneness. That is the oneness that mystics and spiritual teachers talk about. That is the oneness. So simply by recognizing that objects are possibilities, we are looking at a oneness. And then it's just a question of language. Question of language. What should I call this oneness?
Whole brain activation studies were done on Nithyananda Gurukul students. The Bender-Gestalt test assesses the level of whole brain activation, the student's ability to see the big picture and recall the details of it. It is more than an IQ test. It was showing outstanding results on the memory ability of the Gurukul students. It is very unusual for students to remember such a high number of Gestalt forms. Each Gurukul student attended to the test card carefully and persistently transposed the Gestalt form. Remaining calm, cool, and collected, they initially approached each Gestalt form with a keen observation and analysis of the form, and then exhibited a steady perseverance, attending 8-minute details. Source: Avatar Shastra, Chapter 8, Third Eye Awakening, page 177. Charting Future Terrain with Higher Education. This article explores the role of contemplative practices within an emerging interdisciplinary area that are referred to as creativity and consciousness studies. Within the new area, consciousness is studied from an integral perspective that brings together insights from a range of wisdom traditions and modern science. Meditation is presented as an essential first-person modality for investigating consciousness, and formal and non-formal approaches to meditation and delineated to establish important guidelines for the introduction of meditation into an academic setting. The role of first-person experience helps to develop new notions of rigor and interdisciplinary learning that can lead to an expanded educational experience, which can help to develop qualities such as mental clarity, inner calm, insights, compassion, and creativity. The article closes with reflections on the importance of expanding our approach to education in light of the demanding challenges and creative opportunities in today's world. Source: Meditation, Creativity, and Consciousness.
Setting up the items required for manifesting the power of breath dimension, for the power of showing the GPS on the Krishnashila to others. Camera with timestamp, Jnana, Paramashivashila, or the granite slab, and pen and paper. Take a few moments to set up the camera, download the timestamp with the video on, Ensure the time is shown on the screen vividly and clearly. Make sure the camera is facing you and the partner and the Paramashivashila and your paper where you have drawn everything. Let it be a very quiet and a bright place. These are very special moments. Don't miss to record. You never know what Shakti can manifest for you. Guidelines to manifest the powers. Turn on the camera recording. Apply the Jnana on your third eye and bring your awareness to your third eye. Manifestation should be written. Manifester should write down what she is going to show on the Krishnashila. Draw the detail before projecting it in Paramashivashila of all the direction. When the manifester projects all the directions on the Paramashivashila, the questioner should write down also and draw the details. Once he is finished, the both should match exactly. Then what you're projecting is clearly, vividly seen by the other person. If the drawing matches exactly the details of the diagram, you're perfectly manifesting the powers. If you've got only the portion of it right, excellent, you have started manifesting. Please continuously celebrate this manifestation by sharing with others. You will simply see your depth opening up and manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva. Verify authentically these videos where there is no editing or any malpractice. So send the video and share the video with your powerful cognition to the world and family and friends so everybody can start experiencing the manifestation power. And you also listen to the others' experience of the manifestation videos.
Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shaktipada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shaktipada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and or egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence, the Shaktipada makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me, why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminder. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes these external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful, avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagwan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shared form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched, by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. You need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye. Again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. complete completion, to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva, that everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency, and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Nithyananda Paramashivaham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivaham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Nithyananda Paramashivaham. Nithyananda Paramashivaham. Nithyananda Paramashivaham. Nithyananda Paramashivaham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham.
Nithyananda Paramashivaham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivaham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour. Let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivaham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham.
Verification process. No video editing is done on the Shakti Avashkarana. Verification should be done. Verify video is not stopped or restarted during the process. Videos are verified with a timestamp. All the videos should have a very wide angle view. No tampering of the data, drawing by showing the picture or clues prohibited. Do not prepare the questions in front of them. Do not give everyone the same thing. Have partners, and each partner should have different GPS that drawn and with the detail. Manifestor should not write down the details in front of the questioner. She should or he should go somewhere, write down all the detail, close the book and bring it, and then start projecting on the Krishnashila. There's no way that other person should be able to sense the writing on the detail, but only going through the Krishnashila and describing it, and the person who's seeing it also should write everything, and both have to match exactly. Authentically, the path should match and the detail should match as exactly by everyone commonly can see, not interpreted or misinterpret the whole thing. Thank you for manifesting this power.
Beautiful. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotiyar manifesting power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham